Here. All right, recording it as well. Hello, it's day 2. I know it's the middle of the morning or maybe early afternoon for some of you on the East Coast, so maybe you're at work and you can't watch this live. Some of you are able to watch it live, but it will always be in the recordings. I will put it on the YouTube channel. It'll be in the video section of this group, the 90-10 Nutrition Community, and so you should be able to watch it later, so don't worry if you're not making it live. So today we want to talk about the 90-10 system. Yesterday, what I talked about yesterday evening, I talked about how 90-10 came about. We talked about low ingredients. We did a little quiz with the Reese's peanut butter cup and the apple. Oh, if you haven't taken that quiz yet, I maybe just gave some things away. But we did that little quiz so you can kind of see how the nutrition facts label that has the calories and the fat and the protein and the carbs is not everything like some people kind of think it is, like some programs even kind of push towards. It's not everything. There's much more to, or there's something different that is a better indicator of what you should be putting in your body, and that's the ingredients list. It doesn't mean that the nutrition facts label is useless. It's just not the first thing that we go to you know, get the best information for our health. We go to the ingredients list. So today I want to talk about how we take that system of going to the ingredients list and put it into something that works for us, that we can use. So what ingredients, I mean, that begs the question, okay, if I want to look at the ingredients, then what ingredients do I want and what ingredients do I not want, okay? So what we've done with 90-10 Nutrition is we put together a simple system of green, yellow, and red tiers. If you've already been through our academy on the website, then you kind of know this. What I'm going to do right now is basically take you through the basics of the academy in about 5 to 10 minutes. If I can stop babbling and just get right into it, okay? So we're going to go through the academy. We're going to talk about green, yellow, and red tiers and how it works, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see it as well. I think I've got that here. Okay, so here we are. This is lesson 1 of the academy. You can find this on our website right here, Learn 90-10. There's lessons 1 through 8. Got the whole academy here. Lesson 1, the only thing we do in lesson 1 is we calculate our 10%. So there's a little calculator here. You can watch the video, but I'm kind of doing this live for you. So there's a little calculator here. You just slide this thing to what your current weight is. You slide this thing to your average daily activity calories. So if you're like working out half an hour a day, you know, intense, or you're working out, you're going for a walk once a day for 2 miles or whatever, you kind of just estimate those calories, and this little speedometer looking thing here pops out a number at the bottom. So this is, if I weigh 180 and I burn about 300 calories a day, it gives me a number of 153. Okay, now let me tell you about this calculator a little bit. If you're on the lower end, like you weigh 120 pounds, it's going to give you a really low number. It's going to be like, hey, you only get 87 as your 10%. You know, if you weigh quite a bit, maybe you got a lot of weight to lose or something like that, it's going to give you a huge number and say 318. Here's what I would tell you. I've actually considered, and I think I might do this in the future, just taking the calculator out completely and making the 10% a range of 100 to 200 calories, basically, because that is where most people come out, and that seems to make the program work pretty well. So you should come out somewhere in the 100 to 200 calorie range for most people. If you're, you know, around 200 calories, so you're going to be about 200 pounds, you're going to be about 174 calories. Unless you burn a lot every day, then you get a little bit more. Okay, but this is calculating your 10% number. Okay, so in the next step, we're going to talk about what that 10% number is. So in lesson 2, all lesson 2 does is it asks you to pick which option you want, the freedom option or the serving option. For the purposes of this challenge, I want you to pick the freedom option. I don't want you to have to deal with the serving option. In fact, I might even take the serving option away in the near future, just because it's so much more complicated, and I think it's kind of unnecessary. So the freedom option is the simplest option that we have. It is the way 90-10 started. It's the way that I want you to do this challenge, okay? If you've already chosen the serving option, you can do it if it doesn't frustrate you. But if you haven't, just pick the freedom option, okay? So you've got your 10% number. You pick the freedom option. Now what do? Step 3 is learn the details of the freedom option, okay? So here's how the freedom option works. It's so super, super simple that you're gonna be like, hey, isn't there supposed to be more to this, okay? All it is, there's a green tier, a yellow tier, and a red tier. They're right here. You can download these PDF versions, or you can bookmark these buttons take you to a web page that has it on it. Okay, you can bookmark those. You could save them to your home screen on your phone, anywhere you can, so you can find them. Also, under Learn 9010, all the way at the bottom, there's a menu item that says the tiers, and it's all 3 tiers on one page. Okay, so the tiers, this is the deal. 90% of your total daily intake or more comes from the green tier, 10% or less from the yellow tier, and stay away from the red tier. That's the entire system. Okay, so what's on the green tier is essentially ingredients that we consider green tier. So basically you look at the back of a package and you say, okay, what the ingredients list, where do these items fall on these tiers? And at first you might be like, dang, this is a pain in the butt. But you'll get to know these tiers so well in like 5 days that you just know what's on the tiers. Based on, okay, what types of meats are on the green tier, what types of meats are on the yellow tier, what types of breads are on the green tier, what types of breads are on the yellow tier, what types of, like you just kind of get it in your head and you don't even hardly need the tiers anymore. You can look at the back of the package and go, oh, that's got red tier stuff in it. Oh, that's got yellow. Oh, look, this is all green tier, right? And so basically all you do is you try to eat as much as possible from the green tier, and then you limit the amount from the yellow tier based on the number that you got in step 1. So if you got 150 calories, and I said, like 100 to 200 for pretty much everybody. Everybody can just, if you don't even want to do the calculation, just 100 to 200 calories. So basically what that means is, let's say you have some honey in your coffee or honey in your tea or something like that. Honey's on the yellow tier, and you have a teaspoon of honey. A teaspoon of honey is how many calories? You can look that up pretty quickly, and that comes out of your yellow tier allowance, and you just try to keep that under 100 to 200. So it's super simple to just go eat mostly from the green tier, and then every time you have something that's from the yellow tier, you just estimate the calories on it and mentally take that out of your yellow tier. Now, you may have also seen that there's some people who have used MyFitnessPal and set it up so that their meals are set up, their meal titles are set up as green tier, yellow tier, and red tier, and they just stick the things that they eat in those options, and MyFitnessPal will actually tell you your percentage based on the calories of those items. So you can actually track it if you want to. But I just do it kind of by feel, like I know I put a little half and half in my coffee, that comes out of my yellow tier. If I have a beer, that comes out of my yellow tier. If I have a glass of wine, that comes out of my yellow tier. If I had some white bread, that comes out of my yellow tier. And you kind of see what's on the tiers and you know what to do. So I want you guys to definitely download these tiers, bookmark the tiers, look through the tiers, and kind of understand it, all right? That's the whole system. You look at ingredients. Is it green tier? Is it yellow tier? Is it red tier? If it's red tier, you don't eat it. Except for those special occasions, those treats that we've planned, right? Then you can have it, right? We don't never eat red tier. We just plan out and only eat it when we're intending to have a treat, right? So you look at it, green tier, good to go. Yellow tier, got to take it out of my yellow tier percentage if I have any left for today. Red tier, don't eat it. That's the whole system, and it works, and it's amazing, and it's awesome, okay? I think step 4 is all about, we talk a little bit more about ingredients. I do the thing about peanut butter and stuff that I did on the last video. Lesson 5 talks about the steps to success. I want you to read through this if you can. I put a lot of these in an email to all of you challengers. The what and the why, telling your friends and family about it. Make sure you understand these guidelines that I'm talking about right now. Clear out your cupboards for these next 3 weeks so you don't have all the junk. And then meal planning. We're going to talk about meal planning tomorrow, okay? I think lesson 6 talks about the community, and you guys are already in the community because you're watching this video in the community. And then this is about the meal planner, so we'll talk about that tomorrow, and that's pretty much it for the whole academy. Okay, so it's super simple. Let me go check the Facebook page and see if anybody's asking any questions before I'm done with this. But this is it, guys. Like, seriously, all you have to do is have the tiers so you can get to them easily. Look at the back of the package on everything you're eating and say, what tier is this on? Ingredients list, what tier is this on? Don't look at, it says all natural on the front. Don't look at, it says organic on the front. Don't look at, it says 27 grams of protein. Don't look at low fat. Don't look at any of that stuff on the front of the package. Don't listen to the front of the package. Go to the place where the information is, where it's harder for them to lie. They still, try to trick you with renaming things like sugar as organic evaporated cane juice and things like that. But it's harder for them to lie in the ingredients, okay? So don't listen to the front of the package and how they make it sound healthy with their prebiotics and probiotics and all this stuff. Not that any of those things are bad, but you got to know what the ingredients are, because you can see something that says gluten-free, organic, all these buzzwords that make it sound really healthy, and you go look at the back of the package, and like the first ingredient is sugar. Okay, so look at the ingredients, test them against the tiers, ask as many questions as you have and as you want to in the group about, well, okay, I see that this is on the green tier. What does that mean? I see this is on the yellow tier. What does that mean? Any questions you have, ask them. Dive into this system, take it seriously, go all in with it, and see how it works for you, okay? So that's it for today. Tomorrow it's meal planning, and then we are done and ready to get on with the rest of the challenge where you're actually eating this way, okay? So have a good day.